Hello everyone, once again it's Adam the Ant, and I'm here to play more of Magic Legends and also kind of continue on where I left off in my last video. I wanted to show some of the, there's so much more to the game that I didn't cover, so let's just talk really quickly about the rest of the, sort of your loadout and how you create your character. Now of course I'm level 30, a few more Planeswalker levels, but ignore that. Level 30 is the max, and then from there you kind of just get Planeswalker levels. So I only have one character so far. 584 gear scores, pretty low as far as your end game content. I'm sort of just beginning the second part. I'm not particularly aggressive with challenging myself to do speed runs or hardcore grinding. Everyone has their own style of play, and that's not my style. I do like you know, the end game content, and definitely will work on getting my score up and, you know, getting more challenging dungeons. But right now I'm just kind of enjoying the story and the content. I still have an entire area of Shiv that I haven't discovered, so I'm still kind of going through that process. So bear with me for just kind of giving you the very early stages of end game. But when you get here, and it does take time, you know, go through the story, have fun, you know, developing your deck, try different things out. I've worked on this a couple different builds, and I'm really happy with what I have, but we already kind of talked about that. Let's talk about equipment now and how this can affect your build and how you know, look for keys. Very similar to when you very first discovered Magic the Gathering. I'm assuming that you come from a background of Magic the Gathering. If not, this might be a little bit, you know, it's still, you can still play this game without having a Magic background. But what's exciting about this game is it gives you the feel of building a deck or constructing, you know, a bunch of synergies that work well with the cards you have in your deck. And just like deck building, you start to get really excited about when you find combos, and you're probably thinking, no one has ever discovered this combo. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. There's something fun about living in that bubble, or not looking at, you know, net decks and you know, not looking at tournament coverage, but going through a pile of cards or a couple sets and seeing how things work together, and then coming up with really cool ideas. So in that same line, we'll start with equipment. Now, equipment in this game, at first I felt a little bit odd because it doesn't really, you're not able to sell stuff, at least as far as I know. You just get a bunch of stuff that just sits in your inventory, and you can see these numbers over here are sort of like when you get multiples of them, this is how you upgrade them. You'll able to click on the upgrade button down here and change the level of the gear you're using. So starting with, you know, you've got 6 pieces of gear, all the typical, you know, head, chest, hands, feet, and then you've got 2 accessories, not necessarily rings, but rings, amulets, crowns, belts, whatever you want to call it. These are just your extra. Typically they're rings or in this case a pendant, doesn't matter. So what you have here is, starting with head, you get all these dropped throughout the adventuring, and you'll select one that has the best synergy with the cards you're using in your deck. So you can see some of them have, you know, they affect different color creatures. Like here we have red mana resist. Let's see, let me show you a different one. Control resist. Okay, so this one is red mana creature potency. So if you're not using red creatures or green creatures, this would not be a headpiece that you want to use. And so this is going to just sit there, and I'm not going to use it because my deck currently isn't that. And then these just kind of just accumulate in your, it gives you the rarity, which I don't really know matters that much. You're just looking for the abilities, and you want things that work well. And same thing with every aspect of the deck. This is how you equip your deck to synergize with, or I'm sorry, equip your stats, your stuff here to synergize best with the cards you have in your deck or your character build. And after that, we'll go to artifacts. Now, artifacts, keep in mind that legendary has to unlock later in the game. You have to purchase that, not with real money, but with game resources. You purchase the ability to unlock legendary artifacts. So when you see that in your, I believe it's, I can't remember which one exactly it is, but it's one of your vault unlocks. you'll see the ability to unlock this. Get that as quick as you can so you can slot your very first legendary artifact. It's really fun and exciting. Okay, other than that, you've got different tiers. You've got your greater and lesser artifacts. And again, these buttons show you what you have available to choose from, what you've collected over your adventures, and then of course what you equip is what you drag in over here. Then once they're dragged over here, just like equipment, I didn't really show you, but you're able to click on a particular artifact, and then you can upgrade, and it gives you this screen, which if you have the correct amount of resources, you can upgrade the artifact. And you want to get them up levels, it gives you different unlocks. It unlocks different abilities when you bring them up, and it also usually gives you a bonus to the primary ability of the particular artifact. So you want to level them up. Again, that's just a way to acquire resources and spend resources on these things. Same thing with your legendaries. Real quick, just to show you back in equipment, the same thing. You go here. If you have this one, I have a now I recently added this and I really like it. It adds a white-black human cleric token, and these cleric tokens shoot blasts of energy. I don't know exactly how much damage they do, but in one fight I had 10 clerics just blasting away. It was pretty neat. So I like this particular one. I just added this actually. So let's see if I can upgrade it now. Go to the upgrade button, and I do not have the resources to currently upgrade, but I will as soon as possible so I can get better utility recharge speed and max health potency. Now that is one of the things too that I didn't really cover. When you're going for deciding what these equipment does, keep an eye on certain things, and this is all like sort of just kind of an overall game experience to be aware of. A couple of different things. Primary potency, that's just basically your creatures do this. If I have a full spell hand in this particular attire, but let me show you some other ones that I think are interesting. So mana resist means if you're facing, I think this is more for PvP, but also if you're facing a boss or some big fight and you need to be resistant to their types of sources. If you're in a particular run, maybe it's worth swapping out some of the gear to make you more survivable against that source of damage. So consider that. Also, you've got a couple things that give you utility potency, that's one, but there's also recharge rates. And I just can't find one right now. There it is, utility recharge speed. So if you have a utility or a primary or some ability that you want to use more often, and it gives you a broken combo or some sort of really good advantage, you might want to consider using the recharge speed equipment to get your, this is another one, secondary recharge speed and incoming health healing potency. So, you know, you're getting your healers are giving you more, so maybe like a tank build or something you want to be more survivable. There's a lot of different things to consider here. So just look at all the options and find the one that works best for you in your build. Okay, next, I think that's it. The classes, these are all the different classes you can have once you unlock them or once you purchase them. I just started here, and I think this is when you hit level 30, you get to equip a trait. In this case, whenever you heal an ally, that target gains shield equal to 5% of its maximum health for 10 seconds, stacked 5 times. So again, this is really helpful for the Sanctifier if I'm healing people. I do have 2 sort of healing spells, but if I went with, I think I have a third one that I could use, and I could even take advantage of this and be a better teammate. And then we're back to the deck, which I already sort of covered in the last video. So yeah, this is it. I just wanted to show you sort of the things that I missed in the first video to kind of close the circle out on the beginning experience. I don't really know what else there is to cover. I talked about how to get into adventures, and I also talked about, I didn't really talk about the store or the battle pass, but you can explore this on your own. This is just ways to they monetize the game in the way of like loot boxes, booster packs. You can basically get a couple of fun ways to improve your payouts and loot. You can get double enemy rewards, which is kind of a fun one. I thought I had one, but I'm not seeing it anymore, so I must have used it. and you know, it's worth it. Sometimes you want to get a boost in the Zen stores where you would go to spend real money. So have fun with the game. I hope you enjoy it. I really love the fact that I can be a Planeswalker. It feels like a Planeswalker. When you're playing the game, you're summoning creatures, you're casting spells. It feels like magic in a lot of ways. And I like that because it gives me all the sort of nostalgia and excitement and the ability to build a deck and to build a character with various equipments and artifacts. It just makes me feel like a deck builder in the way that I imagine a Planeswalker being. So if that's kind of your jam and you're enjoying this game, leave comments below. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. I know there's a lot of people that have criticisms about the game in the way that they're comparing it to Diablo, they're comparing it to other action RPGs they play, and obviously that's fine. You know, you can have your opinions based on your experiences in these game styles, but for me, I like the feeling of being a Planeswalker, so I'm really excited about it. I'm really enjoying myself. I feel like there's a lot more potential in the game that I haven't explored yet, and I'm kind of excited about getting there. So last but not least, let's show you how my build works, and I'll actually probably do like a grind at some point. But you can see these are my kind of regular attacks. My secondary ability is a cone that does quite a lot of damage and also sends a heal to my... and you can see it's recharging down here. It's available. I can also, you know, target differently when I spin my mouse around. You can play with the different targeting too. Second creature I'm going to summon. You can see down here is where you draw cards and where you have your existing cards. So it's not really a top deck situation. I have an angel still, so let me summon my angel. And then we'll just cast a few spells to get him out of the way. You can either click them with your mouse or you can use hotkeys 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way. Now I'll always be spamming. If I was in an actual battle, I would be spamming my attacks while I wait for my cards to be drawn. As you can see, my 3 creatures down here, I have a total of 5 in my deck, so I'll just keep casting creatures. And last but not least, and you can also place your creature where you want. So if I want my creature to be behind the enemy to have a special effect, I could do that. Drop my creature over there, and then they will come in and attack and charge and do whatever. So now that I have all 5 creatures out, I really, at this point, when I draw another creature, it's just going to replace what I have. So I don't really need to do that right now because we're just fighting combat dummies. They're not fighting back. But what I could do is, here, let's use my creature buffs. Let's use a heal for no apparent reason. Now that heal is pretty cool because it groups my my squad up. So in an event that the AI is kind of pathing them out in weird ways and they're spread out all across the battlefield and I'm trying to kind of regain a board position, but I'll use that healing to teleport. It heals them and it teleports them next to me, and it's really useful. So I'm a big fan of that spell. And now, as you can see, I've got Heavenly Assaults. That's a big AoE. Boom. So we're just gonna have fun with that. I'll kind of run around to show you, you know, what that looks like. And then I'm getting all of my creature spells now as I'm top decking. So we're gonna be in that position I mentioned in the other video where you have to clear room. So now I have no spells, no buffs. I just have creatures. So if I was in a fight and all my creatures are doing well, I'm sort of stuck here, where I can just attack and hopefully we win the battle. But if I want to cycle and I need to get a spell out, and what I'll do is I would just cast another creature, cast another creature, cast another creature, just get all my creatures out. You can see my mana is used, and then I draw new cards, hopefully drawing the spells that I need. So while that mechanic has a little RNG to it, I don't mind it. I think it is fun. It gives me the feeling of drawing cards out of my deck and hoping. And look, I actually got really lucky. All 3 of the redraws were spells. So let me just draw the Griffin just to do it. And now I have all my creatures. Still 5 creatures on the board. And also, if you're looking at your life total and your creatures are dying, you can recast them at that point. So let's show you the recall, because I want to show you how that works. So if I'm in a battle and I'm in a bad position and I hit this, all of my squad comes right next to me, and they also get a pretty beefy heal. So that's pretty fun. and that gives them all a plus. And then I've got a stun, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now I can click it there again, or I can use the hotkey. Oh, if you want to cancel, let's say I don't want to use the spell, I've changed my mind, I'm moving around and I'm stuck here, you can just use your Q, your secondary ability, and that clears, that kind of cancels your attack. So use that to help you in combat. And last thing I want to show you is the ultimate. So the ultimate is the spacebar here. Actually, two more things, sorry. The salvation is my self-heal, and it creates an angel. So I'll show you what that looks like. This gives me a big heal, and a lifelink angel appears for a few seconds doing damage. I don't know if I saw the angel, but it should be there. Maybe it's not a real fight, so it doesn't count. Here's another few creature buffs. And then last but not least, my ultimate. My ultimate is the spacebar, and this gives an incredible AoE. A bunch of angels show up. You can see they're mutated, so they have the cool spiky things. I really like that effect. And it's a damaging spell and a heal also, but my creature's not damaged, so you don't see the heal numbers going up. But basically, this is just spamming the left mouse button and doing as much damage until it resets. And then I've got to wait for the that mutation is still up, and now it's off. And another big Heavenly Assault. Tons of damage there. And that's it. So anyways, that's kind of the demonstration. I'll show you an actual fight in some video. I'll probably do a like a loot grind so you can see how that looks. But this is just the sort of the realm where you can practice. It's a good place to get used to how your spells rotate and how they feel. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy Magic Legends, or if you hate Magic Legends, let me know in the comments below what they could do better. They always come to my channel and listen to everything I say. So if you're looking to give your input to the game, Magic Legends is, like I said, they're always listening. So I'd be happy to hear and convey the message to the higher-ups. And I'm sure we will get the game changes that you want and you desire, and make this game even better than it already is. And have fun playing it. Have fun being a Planeswalker. Hope you enjoy it, and stop in my stream one time for live streaming action. A variety of games, but I'm really into this, so if you like this game and you want to see me stream it live, come on by. On Twitch, find me at Adam the Ant Plays. Alright, take care everyone. Look in the description below for all those links, and like I said, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want more of this. And with that, have a great rest of your day, and be a Magic Legend.